So, how do you want me? Is this okay? Is this good? Is the sound on? It's great view. 31st floor. Yeah, that's bird shit. Yeah, that will be bird shit. Will you want me to do a card reading? Oh, because of the gas. Listen, the game, right? Okay, this is important. The game is good for business. And what's good for business is good for the economy. And what's good for the economy is good for the environment. And what's good for the environment is good for business. And what's good for business is good for me. Hello, Hustleverse, and welcome to my essential tokens. Too much? Okay, chat, let's set the tone. It's time to go for the final zone. How long have we been playing? Nobody knows. But it's time to enter the final zone. Hello, chat, now put down those phones. It's time to go for the final zone. Which player will I be playing? Well, now we know. It's time to go for the final zone. The deal, the millions, the trick, the suit, the tweet, the retweet, the hashtag put in the time in, the hashtag ad, hashtag triggered, hashtag anyway the wind blows. The GIF, the GIF, the web, 1.0, 2.0, 3.0, the industry, 4.0. The sound of a modem, Netscape, Explorer, Computer 2000, Phobos, Pentium, Intel. 11189888878 at CompuServe.com. The spam, the content plan, the reel, the Instagram, the like on the video. If you like the video, like the video, like the video on the video that somebody dropped. The subscribe button crushed. The tick, and of course, the top. The influencer, the influencer's friend, the influencer's boyfriend, the influencer's husband, the Substack, the Patreon, the podcast, the call to action, the brand, the personal brand, Olaf on LinkedIn, Bond as an egg, Satan's in the bins, the Hello Kitty handbag, the guilt, the guilt, the guilt, the broken down hire car, the missing hours, the moon, the procurement manager's moon, the taste of Jinbul, the sloppy knot, the tiny icy symbols, the falling down, the laptop cable, the Taunus, der Messerturm, and the hanging tree. All nothing more now than a memory. Fallen, broken, lost, and tired, the procurement agent withdrew and retired to the forest. His failed attempt to end it all had left him bruised. and angry. Everything he tried had failed, and he couldn't face his girls again, so he decided to seek the blame for his downfall in others. He'd failed at business, yes, he'd been a laughingstock, but that it had been his fault was something he chose to spend no time on thinking of. He'd chosen something he'd not been good at, you see. He'd gone for a life of suits, of business, and consultancy. There in the forest he took stock of his lot, considered after a while what he was and what he was not, and what he wanted, deep down, deep within. Respect, recognition, money, corporate wins, and rewards, and praise. He made some notes, scribbled things down, names of places and people that had disrespected him and turned him down. Agencies, industries, consultancies, line managers, directors, customers, the names just flowed from his pen. Purchase order numbers, bespoke procurement systems, KPIs, timesheets, time. Then, of course, we have the metronome of money. Cash, 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 cash. Ticky-tocky, 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 ticky-tocky. I mean, time is money. And hurry up, it's time. What I want, he said at last out loud and to the trees, is revenge on these things, these people, and their unshakable belief that they're right in all of these things. I'll create a new thing to bring it all down, to destroy and bankrupt these corporate clowns. A rage swelled within him, loud, dark, and wicked. Yes, yes, a shiny new thing, so bright that it will attract, confuse, and distract them all into destruction and bankruptcy. But what shall it be? He took out his pen, made 3 circles, a diagram, then, and scribbled down the rotten soul of the business world that had so punished him. Now let us think. Circle 1 to the left, that'll be the commonwealth of cash, the lifeblood of all things business. You either have it or you don't. You better have it or you won't. Now let us think circle 2 to the right. That will be the power of the patriarch, the sausage fest, the boys' club that they will all defend to the very end, with its secrets that remain secret even to most men. Now, let us think circle 3, up the top that crowns the dicks and the cash. Now, what could that be? Wisdom, entrepreneurial skill, but in his rage, none of this rang true, none of it sticks. So, I have it, he said with a laugh. It's this blind belief in the entrepreneurial lark. It's the relentless, toxic optimism that all we need will one day come true if they only truly believe. Hustle or die, there is no try, and in the middle, where they overlap, that's where the consultants will be, all of them. That's where they live and breed and steer and tinker their billable deeds. And that's where, he said, that's where I need to be, with a bright thing so shiny, something they've never seen, something so pure, wicked, deceitful, but that plays to the circles 3. Now, obviously and very clearly, the hat of Hustletology is probably the second most important token on the essential token circuit. I can't hustle the tology without the Hustletology hat. I can only cast the business spells while I'm wearing it. It goes on like this. There. Magic. And so he sat, this wretched man, his name, Joseph Tiberius Bland, and mapping out the plan that would bankrupt the world, created the thing that would break us. Phase 1 is the methodology of me, he thought, a way of working so cunning and simple that no manager could refuse. But what could it be? A canvas, a role play, some kind of business theatre with business diagrams and charts? And then he remembered a night long ago in Dartington, a performance, 2 men, Trevor and Big John. They'd read The Wasteland by Eliot, and he heard the words then, and he heard them again still, Madame Sosostris and her remarkable card skills. His heart swelled at the memory of what he had seen, the fire, the smoke, the darkness, and the magic, business magic. That'll be my thing. Nobody's doing that. I'll be a business magician with a magic wand and hat, and I'll summon consultancy spells. Billable magic, billable business spells. A hat, a wand, and the cards, a wicked pack, and only I can read them, of course. They're blank, nothing on them. You'll have to believe in me to see them, and that's the facts. So that was that. The pack was born. It really wasn't hard. Phase 1 of Bland's scheme was a wicked pack of cards. In the startup sector, venture capitalists, very, very grateful for the card readings. You just 3 cards. It just takes 3 cards. And their entire commercial future just pans out in front of me. This is my travel pack of wicked cards. I use these for startups. This card here is, of course, the elevator pitch. A little bit grubby. So much meaning to this card. Endless possibilities. Look, that card there, that's the card of yield. This is, it's not looking good for you. You know, I was given the original pack of cards by a strange old one-eyed man in a pub in London. The 10 Bells, actually.
Sit down. I hear you're looking for the secrets, trying to find those hidden gems, the shortcuts to some unreal money with no catches, remorse or bothersome regrets. Take this card and turn it over and watch as your fortune flows. Take this card, turn it over, just you watch just what it shows. Look around. Just use my eye, for I am Odin. Go to Austin, Berlin, go to Frankfurt, London, and go to Bournemouth, Southampton, Totnes, and Turin. Take this one now before you, and open it and find the secret hidden deep within. For this card here is just a riddle. As are they all, just ask my daughters who get angry. Flick through the pages and then you'll see that you will see them if you just believe. Chant the curses, turn the cards, speak the spells and find the treasures. And if you do, you'll see the pictures. It really isn't hard. Believe in Joseph, his business magic, and his wicked pack of cards.
I need a book with words and thoughts, a thing to peddle to the weary senior management of the sort that will buy it and book my billable business spells, he thought. A book of spells and of business cards and protagonists from all walks of life. A thought struck him. Let's dive deep dive into the mysteries of the pagan land, the world before time and before the god of coins ruled this land. A time of moons, a time of wicker, of bejooms and snarks, a time of wind, fire, water, and sparks of life that would just shoot out of the ground, a time of bones, flints, firestones, and Odin and his daughters, the time of the unknown. Let me write a book of business spells that reads like poetry and sell it on Amazon for the whole world to see. I'll write of my downfall 3 times, and I'll write of the Morris dancers of Atterbury. I'll steal from the pagans, the druids, the poets, and the Vikings, and spin a business tale like a true business thief. Everything you need to know is in the train. No, I published it myself. Amazon. Easy. Look, that's me on the cover. It's very, very frustrating if you start a card reading and try to cast some business spells for people and they just can't see it. We do a Hustletology sight test, and most people can see the first H. People who truly believe in the cards and can see the cards can actually see the last line. I can see beyond the sight test. Sometimes I like to stand here with the phoenix stick and bless people, bless the city, the business world, bless the business world. Yeah, bless them. Bless you all, little ants. I'll write a book of business blasphemy so successful that I'll need a new name, a new me, a new kind of Joseph. Not bland, Joseph Blasphemous, the new brand of consultancy. The business magician, the grand card master. Yes, phase 3 is the new brand of me. Yeah, right over that. Yeah, that's that is the very first Grand Lodge of Hustletology. It's right next to the CSU. Do you know who they are? No? Oh, you do. All right. Okay. Uh-huh. What we have here, he said to himself, is more than just a new brand of brand consultancy. This is a church. Phase 4, it's a cult. We must have ritual for it to work, to pull it off. We must have rigor. We must have rules and icons and words and charts and slides that become the law. 5 things to remind. We must have religion, business spells, corporate gods that reward those who follow the grind, the work, the hours, the purchase orders, and that follow my mind. Those who flip a cell will join the church of the Hustletology hive. His scheme spun out before him, and he could see his slides and his pitch deck game, his growth hacking plan, and his double tap rise up into entrepreneurial fame. A real player on the business circuit, Business Punk, the Financial Times, and Fast Company would all soon know his name. And he would shake his fist at all those who had mocked him. When, at last, they came seeking forgiveness, he would scorn them all and banish them to the Lake of Fools, a place that he had quite literally just made up. He would defeat them all and everything, he thought. All and everything except for one thing, time. Unless, he mused, there's another phase, one that could keep him alive even after he died. And so he drafted phase 5, the game. And there in the forest he schemed out the plan that he would pitch to all the venture capitalists throughout all of the venture capitalist lands. A game so deceitful it would play to a hustler's every need: money, cash, fame, and grubby old greed. So we've got a 10.99 donation in the super chat from Tyler Flex. Tyler wants to know, hey Odin, how do you only play with one eye? This isn't just any old eye. Whew. This is my KPI. Free to play, cost coin to die, and only the fittest of hustlepreneurial spirits can ever survive. A game where everything bought would create some kind of gas. The aim was to own and buy all of the everything with hustle coin cash. A game where everything was special, vital, influential, and was a potential business spell. Every loadout, costume, management skin, and ritual had a secret to tell if only you had the funds to mint them. Ticky-tacky tick, he thought. It is the everything that they all desire that will make them all sick. And the game would continue and generate gas. Every waking day the business folk would play his game, minting away, creating distraction. The game, a bright, addictive thing of beauty. And as they played, the business folk would mint away and own token things of nothing and create the gas that would eventually kill them all in the game financially and IRL. The great bankruptcy that would take us all down with it, a commercial spiral straight down into corporate hell. He could see it all. There in the forest, he could see the end of time and the gas creeping slowly inwards. The final zone pool, his final business spell. Phase 5, the game of me, he said, is the Hustle Royale.